Hey guys, DeeDee is here and welcome back to my channel. It is time to set up my January, but before I do that, I need to amend my year at a glance because I made a tiny mistake there. May 5 should be red. That's done. Let's do the monthly setup. My theme for January is very wintry. It's going to be snowmans and snowgirls. And I have to say that I am very proud of this theme because this really challenged my abilities to doodle things in my notebook. I am starting my setup with doodling in my snowmans and snowgirls. And actually the inspiration for my snowmans I took from, I believe 2 years ago, I made our family Christmas PJs and I had this lovely print with lots of snowmen. And I think I did pretty good job drawing my snowmen. At least I like to think that they look like actual snowmen. The only thing I really struggled with all my snowmen and snowgirls are their hands. I don't know what is about them, but I just couldn't draw normal looking sticks. They all look very funky. But maybe that is actually their personal charm. Snowmen are done, it's time to prepare titles. And for titles I decided that I'm going to print out them instead of writing myself. And I found this pretty interesting looking winter theme font. I thought that it's going to be perfect for my snowman theme. And I printed them out on my sticker paper. Only thing what I don't like about the sticker paper is that it's not white, it is off-white, and maybe it's not that clear on the camera, but in real life I can really see, not like really, but I can see the difference between this sticker paper and notebook. That's not the biggest problem. My biggest problem is with this sticker paper that if I go over with my hands several times, it starts to smudge. And I didn't know that before. You will see in my other spreads in this setup that it makes like not so pretty looking paper. So I have to be mindful when I touch the paper in the future, because I still have like 5 or 6 sheets of this sticker paper and I don't want to throw it away. I will use it for my titles. I just need to be more mindful about it. And while I was babbling about my titles and sticker papers, I have done setting up my January title or cover page with the month at a glance. This is something different than I have done previously in my setups, and I think I like this type of month much better. It is bigger and I like it. And lastly, before I add some color to my snowmen and snowgirls, I have done setting up my 101 things spread, where I will add things from my 101 list, which I think I will be able to do in January. Finally, I have arrived to the most scariest part of this setup, adding color into my snowmen. So first I started with the most simple thing, which are carrots, because they are orange. I was pretty sure I won't screw this up. And of course, next safest thing was to color in their stick hands. Sorry about their funky looking hands, but that's like, I think that's the only thing I couldn't draw nicely. But anyway, so after coloring in their hands, I added the smallest details. I added their eyes and buttons, and then came finally the most stressful decision of my life: which colors I should choose for their hats and shawls. And I don't know, I think in the end I chose pretty good color selection, because I really like how they turned out, at least in my opinion. Let me know if you disagree with that. Or maybe just don't. Ignore this. If you don't like, then don't tell me, because I really like them. Alright, snowmen are done, and I thought that this spread was missing something, so I decided to pull out my snowflake stickers and add them. And I think it brings everything together, the titles with the snowy caps and the snowmen. But I didn't want to add too many these snowflakes because they are quite big. Instead of putting all over them, I added just some snowflakes, and then with the gray fineliner I added small details on the page, which I think turned out to be, in my opinion, a good choice because it ties everything together. The pages are full but not too full. But now let's go to my next spread, which is going to be trackers. For this spread I won't have any titles because I have quite a lot of trackers for this year. Like I said in my yearly setup, I have discovered that I really prefer to have more trackers and more collections rather than do like everyday writing. For that reason I decided to add quite a lot of trackers. You will see in the end of this spread. But the most important thing is that I really screwed up this tracker setup. You will see in a moment that it all started fine. I was doing great by drawing all the correct boxes and adding all the correct colors, which I have decided in my mind. But after I started to add text in the boxes, I realized that I am making mistake after mistake. And actually this spread took me like an hour to put together because I was sitting and thinking how to rectify all my mistakes. But in the end you will see that I covered almost every box with the new trackers. I made them on my scrap paper and glued over my mistakes. Well, you know, you have to learn from your mistakes if you can't learn from others' mistakes, right? And now mistakes are covered like they have never been here, and it's time to add some color to my snowmen and snowgirls. And I am doing the same order as I did in my first spread, which is I am starting with noses and small details like eyes, arms and buttons. And after that, of course, I will have to decide the most important thing, that is which colors to use for each hat. And I didn't want to repeat the same colors I did in my first spread, but at the same time I wanted to be sure that all colors goes nicely together. And I don't know, I think I managed to do a pretty good job in this spread, considering my huge mistake making all my trackers. But overall, I think that I really like how everything turned out. Not only with the color, but the spread in general. I really like that I have so many trackers. That means that I won't have to write all those things every day in my to-do lists, and it will give me a nice picture to see how I am doing in the month overall, if I am reaching my goals or not. And now on to my next spread, and actually I am going to leave my left side for now and I'll quickly do my right side and then next pages as well, and then I will come back to my left side's page. You will see what I mean by that. So on my right side I am setting up a very simple and easy setup for my YouTube notes and sewing. And this took me very little time, and I did in maybe 5 minutes in overall this spread, because basically I have only one snowman and the page is divided in two even parts. Upper part is going to be for my YouTube notes, and with small calendar. Only now I realize that I forgot to add numbers in the calendar. I will have to do that now after I am done filming and editing everything, but that's not a big deal. Now you know that there's supposed to be numbers as well. And on the bottom part is going to be my sewing notes. Usually I don't take a lot of notes, but sometimes I need to put down some details or something that I need to remember for future. But okay, now I am switching to my last spread, which is going to be my weekly overview. But in this case, it is going to call a little bit different. It is going to be weekly review. And the reason why it is called weekly review, but it is actually weekly overview, is that weekly overview was too long of a title. With this font it was too long for it to fit in the page. So basically it is what it is. But since I am the only one who is using this notebook, I will know what it actually is. And the spread itself is very simple. I am making 5 even boxes for each week, and I will just title them week 1, week 2, etc. And we'll have a room to put down all the events what are going to occur in particular week. That's it, nothing else. And since boxes are taking majority of the page, I have only 2 snowmen, one baby snowman and one snowman dad. And on my right side I have just a page for to do or notes. And because it's going to be used for notes and such things, I am making only one decoration on the bottom right corner, just so it would tie everything together. But other than that, and of course I will add some snowflakes for tying everything together, but other than that, both spreads are done. And finally I'm flipping back to my previous page and going to do my last tracker, which is going to be mood tracker. Well, in this case it is called mood log, the same reason as my weekly overview is called weekly review. The title was too long for fitting it into page. So for 2025 I have decided to try to do this mood tracker, simply because it is chance me to doodle 30 or 31 things in the notebook. For January I am going with hats and bows. As for the moods itself, I'm going to use 13 different moods and I'm going to use them for all 2025. So for me, I'm going to use pink for amazing, dark green for happy, light green for creative, lilac for productive, gray for normal, because basically if you have a normal day then it's just boring gray. Then brown for worried, light brown red for grumpy, orange for tired, light blue for lazy, dark blue for sad, yellow for stress, red for angry, and black for sick. If you would ask me, then few years ago I would say that I don't need sick mood color, but now when my daughter has started to go in kindergarten, I am sick constantly. I have been, I don't know, like 3/4 of the last 4 months sick all the time, and currently I am sick too. My voice is completely gone, so sorry if you have to listen to this voice. But with that, my setup is done. Now I'm going to do a quick flip through, and if you enjoyed my January setup, then please consider to subscribe and like the video. I would really appreciate it. But other than that, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in my next video, which is going to be my 5-year journal setup. Bye!